Hello everyone and welcome back to the Allotment series. So last time we was here on the allotment, we made some massive improvements as this area is now somewhat completely cleared. We managed to get rid of the brambles, we managed to pull out the last bits of the pendula, we also removed a tree that was in the corner of the allotment, and we also had a fire. But I'll explain in a minute why there's smoke coming from this fire pit. So the only thing we didn't accomplish last time we was here was managing to clear out any of this ivy that is overhanging the back fence. But thanks to all your guys' comments in the previous video, I now know that this ivy here isn't poison ivy. So apparently we don't have poison ivy in the UK, so we are completely safe to touch these. And also you have told me the best way to get rid of the ivy is literally by just cutting the bottoms off it and letting the top die naturally. You guys also warned me about ivy, where if we do remove it from the fence and accidentally leave it on the ground, it could possibly reroot itself. As you can see, it's got these things here which could make roots. And also we should not be putting no ivy on our compost pile like that, for that actual reason that it could end up rerouting and end up growing in the compost. So today's missions are, we are going to cut all the ivy from the bottom, just like you guys have suggested, and leave the tops until they slowly start to die off. We will be trying to make another bonfire, I know, another one, and try and burn as much of this pendula as we can, because we are going to need the space for what we're going to be doing later, and that is cutting all the overhanging branches that are over the allotment. And the good news is, we aren't just going to do it all by hand. We have got a surprise later in the video. Right, so let's get back to the fire and why it is already smoking. Some of you might already know, but I have been doing some live streams on the channel. I've basically been doing live streams of some of the stuff that I will need to be doing in order to help progress the main videos further on, as there's no point incorporating most of this stuff in the main videos because it is just a simple case of rinse and repeat all the time. So I thought we'd better off to do a live stream so you guys can still see that there is progress happening on the allotment, but it is basically stuff that will need to be done to try and make these videos a lot easier and a lot more entertaining. So I hope you guys do understand. And the last previous live stream was me having a bonfire, trying to burn as many brambles and bramble roots as I can. We tried burning the pendula, but unfortunately I think I kind of smothered the fire. But luckily I've learnt from that mistake, and hopefully this time we're going to be doing the fire a lot more better. So the first thing I'm going to be tackling today, and that is the ivy. The ivy is across the floor as well, at the back of this allotment. So what we're going to have to do first is clear out the bottom of the floor so we can actually get to the ivy that is growing onto the fences, and then we'll cut the bottoms of them off. Another brick. This ivy is quite tough on the ground. Oh no. Right, we've hit a bit of a problem. Not only are these solid to get out, but now we have got membrane. Membrane and slow worms. Why is it? I just want to do a simple job of just clearing the ivy from the back, and everything's just got to make it 10 times worse. Alright, let's see how far this goes.
And another one. What the? I've just discovered, not only have we got, for some reason, some metal poles that are underneath the membrane, we've also got like a metal chain. Why? We did not need this today. What is this? Oh. Looks like I found out where his old rubbish pile was. Alright, this area is looking a lot better now, but look at the rubbish pile. It's just getting bigger and bigger every episode. I know a lot of people recommended using a rotavator for this ground, but it's lucky we didn't, because look at the membrane. We've got metal in there, we even got glass in there, like old bags as well, plastic bottles, and the sad thing is we've still got loads of it in the ground still to go. I just haven't managed to put it all out yet. Okay, let's check out the damage we got here then. So, these here are the roots of the ivy that is travelling up the fence. And now, you can see from here, look how thick they are. Now, I could give this a tug, but it's not worth putting my back out for it. So, what we're going to do instead, just do what people have suggested. And we'll just cut the bottoms off, and hope in doing so, it'll help kill off the stuff at the top. So I can gladly say I think the ivy on this side is done. It looks a lot better now. There was a lot of it and I didn't realise how much effort it was going to be to take it out. But the membrane and the rubbish, the metal, the glass, whatever else is in the ground did not help. Now, let's go on to the next thing and let's try and start that fire again. So I have noticed from your guys' comments that when it comes to me doing the bonfires, I've been accidentally smothering them and basically making the fire worse than what it should be. So I'm going to attempt to do another fire, and this time I'm going to try and do it as properly as I can and try and burn off all this carrot's pendula. So luckily enough, we're going to use a fire starter to start this fire this time, and I managed to get some from Aldi. They are really good. I used them on my live stream last night, and just to demonstrate how effective they are, Look at that. So we'll bang this thing underneath and let's get the fire started. Right, so now that we've got the fire going, a lot of people recommended putting stuff around the circumference of the fire, so the fire, when it gets nice and big and hot, it will start drying out all the materials around it, and then we can then chuck that stuff inside the fire. So let's put what we had over from last night around it and see if it actually works.
That tree there.
Yeah.
Yeah, one with.
So, as the fire is slowly burning and we've got stuff around it slowly drying, hopefully, I'm just gonna have a quick little snack. That ivy took longer than I thought it would, and I am starving now. So now, we're just going to let the fire carry on and do its thing, and hopefully the pendula starts catching a light. But now we're on to the main mission of today, and that was to start cutting down all these overhanging trees, and I've got the best tool for it. We have invested in a pole saw. So let's get this bad boy set up and let's start cutting some sticks. The reason why we bought this is because the overhanging branches, we could do it manually with a saw and a ladder, but if we got ourselves a pole saw like this, there should be no messing about. The only thing is though, we have got to lubricate it with some oil, and for some reason when you buy these saws, they don't come with oil. So we'll top this up, put the battery on her, make sure we got our PPE, and then let's have a little blast and see how good this is. So on this pole saw, we have got a minimum marker here, so as long as the oil's above it, we're fine. Alright, so everything's ready, let's test this out. And we're going to test it on this branch here.
Yes, that is sick.
That absolutely ripped through it. Yeah, I'm quite happy about that. So now we have got a long process of trying to cut down the rest of these branches, but we're going to try and keep them at this size, as hopefully in the future we're going to be doing another episode where we're going to be reusing these logs. And also, just to let you guys know, who's helping me today is Cora's brother Jordan, only because while doing this I don't want to accidentally have a branch form me and get injured or something goes wrong, and it's easier with two people. So let's get cutting. Do you know what, I'm just going to get rid of this, only because it's just right in the way and we need to try and get to these branches. Look at this mess. So what we're going to do now, we're just going to organise all this. We're going to try and keep the good bits that we can use for wood chippings, and we're going to try and discard the rest of them by putting them on the fire. So I have got, it'd already be like somewhat. Just grab. What's that? Grapes. Cut it off. we're going to do a speed check to see what's quicker, the handsaw or the electric one. Alright, so let's start it. Oh. Alright, so that's about 1 second. Alright, now see how fast this can do it.
I landed on the saw as well. But the saw gets being too slow.
Yeah, I think I won that quite convincingly. Wow, that thing's rapid, isn't it? That thing is absolutely rapid. Right, so this has done bits, but unfortunately we have now hit our max. So we're going to have to extend it. No, that's it. Here. Yeah, but look at the size, look at the length of that. Man's overcompensating.
That ain't gonna fit in the camera lens, surely.
It just barely is.
Overcompensated. Cool.
So even though we have put all the pendula around to see if it dries off for it then to start burning, fortunately it's not playing ball at the moment. The only stuff that is catching fire is the pendula that's overhanging, like the central bit. But the sticks from the trees that we've been cutting down, we've been putting in the middle, just to try and keep the fire going. Yeah, it's just not playing ball. It's still probably too wet and the pendula probably isn't dead enough for it to start burning. But we are coming up with another problem now. So as you can see, we're now starting to make some piles of all the logs that we're cutting down. We were starting to cut them all up into smaller pieces, but it's just taking way too long. It's something that I'm probably gonna have to do at a later date. As I've only got Jordan here for today, so I think it's best off that we try and cut all the branches down today, and then I can worry about all the branches on the floor in my own time later on. So we are going to have to stop today. We have done a lot today, a lot more than I thought we would, and we have made more of a mess on the allotment than there has ever been. As now, as you can see, we've got a pile of sticks that we're hoping to be turning into wood chip, but we're going to need a lot more. We've still got all these branches and sticks that we haven't sorted out yet. We wanted to try and burn some of the pendula, but it hasn't gone to plan today. But look at this now. We have now got clear light over the top of the allotment. We did try and clear back as many of the branches as we can. There were some that are a bit too high and a bit too big, but this here is our line for the border. And as you can see, there's only a couple left overhanging. And the same for the back fence. As you can see, we've now cleared out
all the branches that are overhanging the back.
So now the good thing is about all these branches being gone, we should have maximum amount of light hitting our allotment. But a lot of people have asked about when I'm going to be growing stuff on the allotment, and from today's progress where we've just created more mess, I don't know if I'm going to be able to like grow a lot of stuff this year, but a lot of you have been recommending on starting a small little grow, so I am growing stuff, so we are still seeing some positive signs, and I might try and do that next episode in trying to get a grow bed up here, sort out the compost material, and try and get rid of all these trees and branches. But that'll probably have to wait till next episode. So I want to say thank you for watching, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.